Alright, it's better to Ash the actual dude, right? Because if he has Invoker in hand, he'll just normal summon it and we're screwed. So it's probably better to try to Ash the actual Alistair, right? Alright. We'll let him search it. If he already has the fusion spell in hand though, we're pretty screwed. We'll Ash Alistair though. Alright. Alright. Love Master Duel. This card game's so fun. Isn't this card game so fun, chat? God, it's such a fun card game. So you guys know those scenes in anime where a character just goes full apeshit on some dude, filling their face with about 600 mouthfuls of fist? What if I told you Konami basically took that concept and made it into an art type? An art type that takes a look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rulebook and then proceeds to just ignore it. Introducing Cyber Dragon. And before I get into it, just a reminder that if you're enjoying any of the content you are watching or find any of it useful, to please drop a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. I make a buttload of content on Master Duel, including free-to-play builds, meta stuff, memes, guides, basically everything, so if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Alright, so Cyber Dragon is a deck whose entire purpose is to literally beat your opponent to death with as many attacks as it can do in one turn. Your main win condition in this deck is to simply summon a Chimeratech Rampage Dragon, activate its effect to remove any potential back row that might get in your way, then use its second effect to send 2 monsters from deck to grave, to then attack your opponent 3 times. This often combined with Dragon... Often combined with Dragon Winner's attack buff, leads to your opponent having to try and survive through 4,000 plus attacks. The core of this deck comprises of a bunch of low-level monsters with various search and special summon effects that aim to get a hold of your level 5 monsters to then create Cyber Dragon Nova. With Nova on board, you can bring back various monsters from Graveyard, which can then be used material to go into Anaconda, which can send fusion spells straight from the deck to the grave, such as Overload Fusion, to then gain that spell's effects, generally leading to Chimeratech Rampage Dragon. The other advantage of Nova is it can be used as material to special summon Infinity straight from the extra deck, which is a monster with a quick effect Omni Negate that can suck up your opponent's monsters to use as material. As for the rest of the deck, it generally consists of as many hand traps and board wiping spells you can stuff into the list, since this deck generally wants to go second. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the decklist portion of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay with commentary showcasing the list in action. Remember, if you are enjoying the video or finding any of the content useful, to please drop a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't think this deck is top tier. It's definitely a very rogue level feel. I had a whole variety of different success levels with this deck. I would go on massive win streaks and then I just go on massive loss streaks. It definitely had a much more net positive win rate, but in general, I don't think this is going to compete with the higher tier decks in the game. Especially considering it seems to brick quite a bit too. Alright. So this guy was playing some kind of Invoke deck. I kind of forget what he was actually playing. Oh yeah, I remember now. So this guy was basically just playing Invoked. I don't know what he was actually trying to play outside of that, because as soon as we activated Maxx, he decided it wasn't worth trying to go any further. And I kept this replay because it shows a really cool interaction. So this deck actually comes with built-in super polys, which basically means I can use my opponent's monsters as fusion material for certain monsters. So he summons a Invoked Mechaba, then decides to just not do anything else because obviously he's under the effects of Maxx and he doesn't want me to just draw 50 million cards. He didn't accept the challenge. But this opponent's monster is a machine monster. And because of that, we can special summon our Cyber Dragon, which can special summon itself when your opponent controls a monster and you control nothing. And we can use his monster as material to summon out Chimeratech Fortress, which uses 1 Cyber Dragon plus 1 machine monster. And I can just use your opponent's monsters for it. Then because we haven't used our normal summon yet, we can go straight into Core, search for Repair Plant. Predaplant can search for Galaxy Soldier. Cybertech Emergency can search for Herz. And Galaxy Soldier can discard the Herz to then search for a copy of itself. And when this card is discarded, it can search for a copy of Cyber Dragon. To effectively kind of repeat the process. Because then this card can then discard itself using the monster you searched for. To then get 2 level 5s on board, which can go into Cyber Dragon Nova. Nova can discard or detach, then special summon Sling back to the board. And then we can use him as a material to go straight into Infinity. Using the final 2 materials on board, or 2 monsters we had, we can go straight into our Anaconda. Anaconda, take 2000 damage, send a Overload Fusion to the grave. An Overload Fusion's effect banishes some monsters from grave to then special summon out Chimeratech Rampage Dragon. Your unsummon destroys any spell and trap, some amount of spell and trap cards on board equals the amount of materials you use to fusion summon it. He tries to activate an Impermanence here. Infinity is just going to be negating that with its Omni Negate. Not sure why he didn't set the Impermanence when he had the... I guess he didn't realize that his field spell just... And of course he had the monster on board too. I don't know why he didn't just set the Impermanence, but anyway. It's played by him. So Chimeratech Rampage Dragon can send monsters from deck to grave, or 2 monsters from deck to grave, to then gain 2 extra attacks, meaning it can now attack 3 times this turn. Effectively just absolutely beating our opponent down. Alright, game number 2. Alright, I forget what this guy was playing as well. I don't remember any of these replays, honestly. I only got them a few hours ago. Alright, so this is one of those rare games where you actually have to go first because your opponent selected for you to go first. It's pretty rare for people to do that in this game, but either way, when you have to go first, your board state isn't going to be too great. You're basically just going to be trying to set up an Infinity, which, yeah, it's not the greatest stuff, having only 1 negate on board, but that's probably the main reason this deck isn't going to be, doesn't have a whole lot of chance of being top tier. Its turn 1 is abysmal. Thankfully, this game does let you go do your preferred start more often than not, so... Alright, so we summoned out what's this guy's normal name? A Nachster. Nachster, because he has lower than 500 attack, we can then use our Machine Duplication on it. We can special summon monsters from deck with the same name, and because when it's on board it's treated as Cyber Dragon, you can special summon 2 Cyber Dragons straight out from the deck, meaning we had the 2 level 5 monsters on board already. And we already special summoned this guy from the discard, which you would have seen, same as last duel. We use these 2 monsters to go into Nova. Nova going to be bringing back the Cyber Dragon, summoning out Infinity, and then going into our other Dragon Nova. Which is pretty good to have this guy on board turn 1 as well, because if your opponent does activate like a Lightning Storm or something to destroy your board, if he does destroy the Nova, Nova's effect when he gets sent to the grave, he can special summon any machine monster from your extra deck. So we can simply just special summon out, if you're wondering why this card's in the deck, Invoked Mechaba, and he just comes straight out on the board, which can be used as a negate if your opponent tries to do anything. He also has a nice little attack buff where if your opponent tries to swing into it, you can banish your Cyber Dragon on board to gain the attack. Which I think we actually did in this duel. Maybe we didn't. I know we did. It tries swinging the monster, we're going to banish it, increase our attack. Activates Book of Moon. So our poor Infinity has to negate that or just be split face down, so it can't use to negate anyway. Now, I'm not sure how Sky Striker works exactly. I know they have a couple of spells that just kind of yoink your monsters. But he didn't seem to do anything during this this turn, so we're alright. Changes the turn. We use our Galaxy Soldier, banishing our Herz, same combo as before, searching for Cyber Dragon. Never detach, special summon out Cyber Dragon. Now because our opponent's monster was a Link monster in the Link zone, we can summon out Chimeratech what's this guy's name? Megafleet Dragon. So this card takes one Cyber Dragon monster plus one monster in the extra monster zone. So keep in mind, it doesn't actually use Link monsters specifically, it uses monsters in the extra ZEUS zone. And similar to the other monster, it just works like Super Poly, so you can use it on your opponent's monsters, which is pretty nuts. So keep that in mind, because a lot of the time your opponent will just, and believe me, this happens quite a bit, your opponent will just summon monsters in here for no reason, not even just random like Seize monsters or Fusion monsters, and if they do that by accident, you can turn it into one of these. Also, if they just do a normal Link summon, you can take their main Link monster and link it off into, or Fusion summon it off into this boy. Also important to note, as some of you guys are probably new to the game, you can't do this with every one of your Fusion monsters. It's only the Fusion monsters that happen to say on them that they can be used using your opponent's stuff. I forget where it says it, but it says it in there somewhere. Predaplant, send your card to the graveyard. Banish 2. Rampage Dragon. Rampage Dragon can destroy the 2 back row. Activates a negate. We had the option to negate this ourselves with Infinity, but we don't really care about it, doesn't really do a whole lot. He targeted this one to reduce his attack to 0, which doesn't matter to us at all. So I keep our negate active just in case, so he has something a bit more nasty planned for me. Because we still have lethal even without it, so... Bit of BM attacks here, the 0 attack and the 500 attack before finishing him off. You gotta hit him with the Anacondas. You gotta slap your opponent with your Anaconda, alright? Alright, game 3. I reckon this was a quick game, I think. Because I know one of these replays I saved because it was a quick game, but it had some interaction that I wanted to show, I think. I think it was this one? Might not have been. Alright, so what was this one? Alright, so we activated our Ash Blossom and our opponent's Trap Tricks. I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't read what this card does, I just couldn't be bothered. I activated my Ash Blossom because it said you could activate it. Summons out Sarah. Then summons out a Mech Knight monster. I didn't know Trap Tricks played Mech Knight monsters, I'm not sure if this is a innovative thing here or not, but either way. We thankfully draw ourselves our Lightning Storm, which we can then read the back row with. Emergency, he activates Maxx. So because of this, I could summon like a trillion monsters this turn or something, but I just want to summon, kill our opponent in as at least summons as possible. So we just go straight for our standard OTK kind of combo. It's generally not that great to go for this. If your opponent has some kind of interaction that stops it, then you just kind of wasted your turn. It's generally better to try and get Infinity out at all costs, I find. But in this case, because he activated Maxx and I want to kill him this turn, I just tried to OTK him. So Machine Duplication, going to be used on our Cyber Dragon, summoning our 2 other Cyber Dragons. Galaxy Soldier banishing the Kaiju. The Ash Blossom's our card, we don't care. Because we only need these monsters on board. We only need this many monsters on board for what we're about to do. So we're going to Link summon out our winner. Summon out Anaconda. Anaconda's effect. Overload. Summon out our Rampage Dragon. Send 2 straight to the grave. Go to the battle phase. We'll have to... Oh, here's a cool interaction, by the way. If you send Core and you send Herz, you can then use Herz effect to add the core back to hand, because it's treated as Cyber Dragon and Grave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Pretty cool little interaction there. Going to battle phase, use this guy's effect to give one of my monsters plus 2,100 attack, give it to our 3-hitting Chimeratech, and absolutely start beating the shit out of our opponent's board. Just enough so we can finish him off by slapping him with our Anaconda. Final game. I hope I showed Kaiju in this replay. So I was hoping to save one of the Kaiju replays, I don't remember if I did or not. I'm pretty sure I did, so I think this must be a Kaiju replay. Oh god. Yeah, this guy's playing that really annoying Eldritch zombie deck. So we try to activate our pot. To the top of our deck, see if we can find anything useful. Find ourselves a machine duplication. So we can try and do it on our Cyber Dragon to try and summon some stuff on board. Unfortunately, our opponent, I believe, summons his trap, and then activates our Torrential Tribute, so we just lost everything. And from there, it's pretty hard to kind of recover. I use my Nachster to then discard the Herz to search for, well, add back the Cyber Dragon, little Cyber Dragon guy in Grave, I'm pretty sure. We try that back. Yeah, we're back core. And use this dude's effect to special summon back the other Cyber Dragon. But from here, there's literally nothing we can do. We could try to go into one of our fusion monsters here, because we can summon this one if we want to. But there's no real point, doesn't really do anything, so I just pass. Very weak start. Got completely wrecked by that Torrential. There's probably a better way we could have played around it, but I don't know. Activates his continuous spell, searching for his annoying boss monster, which then removes my Cyber Dragon, and summons out a really big boy. Ow. Alright. Thankfully he hasn't got any Omni-negating trap cards or anything, he's just got the special summoning trap card, so we're pretty safe to just kind of play the game. Searching our repair plant, which can be used to search for our Galaxy Soldier. Comes out his other Eldritch card, which we don't care too much about. And same plays before, discarding the Herz, special summoning, searching for our Cyber Dragon and our other soldier. Which you can then use again to get out of rank 5. Our Infinity. Infinity can suck up a monster in attack position. Well, sorry, we're going to use our Nova's effect first to summon our Cyber Dragon. Then summon our Infinity. We can suck up our opponent's monster. Summon our Anaconda. Banishing the Overload. Then summoning out the Rampage Dragon. Rampage Dragon to send 2, we can activate Raigeki, popping his final monster, and there's lethal on board. Oh damn, we can actually get to show a Kaiju replay. I guess just before we finish this, just then something I want to point out is that there's a Kaiju in this deck. The Kaiju can be searched for using this card as well. So you can grab your Kaiju, which can tribute one of your opponent's monsters, and keep in mind the monster you're tributing, the Kaiju you summon is a machine monster. So you can tribute one of your opponent's big negate boys, and then on top of that, you can summon out a Chimeratech Fortress. I didn't get to show it here, and I did it a lot in some of the other replays, but apparently I didn't save any of them, but keep in mind that's a pretty standard combo you can do in this deck, and you'll get to do it quite a bit. Alright. But that's going to do it for today's replays. If you guys enjoyed them, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokaba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.